Okay, Jim, opening statement.
Yeah, I mean, I do think our effort was pretty good. I thought Creighton had a little bit more credit to them. Obviously, they're the team they are for a reason. I just thought the third quarter killed us. The start of the third quarter, we came right out, got ourselves to the foul line, one possession game, and I haven't seen the exact numbers, but it felt like they scored about 6-7 times in a row. And even during that, we were scoring. So what should have been probably a one possession game or even our advantage ended up still around 6 or 8. And then later in the third quarter, we lost our urgency to shooters, which we had done for about 27, 28 minutes, and they hit 3. And that was it.
Any difference in their actions in terms of the open looks that they got later in the third quarter? It seemed like they found a little space in the corner and on the wings there.
Yeah, I thought they run their stuff, and they run it all the time, and they run it really well. I mean, that's a group that's played together a lot. As I said, I thought in the first 27 so minutes we were really good at getting out to those, we didn't get out to 30 on the one. Then we didn't get out to 13 there towards the corner, and then 22 late at the end of the half. We were there. We just didn't have that same urgency to contest, and they're just too talented across the board as shooters to not have that.
I'm sure you're probably pleased with the way your team finished that first half there, cutting the deficit down quite a bit.
Yeah, I thought, we were struggling, put the ball in the basket, but we were really grinding defensively and hung around. Had the tough call there that it should have been, we thought it was going to be a 1-point game and ends up 3, or 1 point at the half, ends up 3, but still one possession game. And again, that coupled in with not being able to get stops in the third quarter, I think mentally drained us a little bit, and just can't have that against a team as talented as Creighton.
When they're sort of playing 5 out and working the perimeter, it seemed like they were able to find some holes a little later on in the paint. Did they score it more at the rim than maybe you might have expected tonight?
Yeah, twofold. One, I think they did, and 2, we did not. Rosnick's a very good player. We allowed her to consistently get to her right. I thought we did a pretty solid job, again, 27, 28 minutes of not allowing a lot of stuff from the cuts. So they were able to get it off of post-ups, which is something a little odd. They have a lot of versatility, but a little odd character to them. And that's where, I kind of broke down the third quarter, but they beat us there. I thought we did some good things getting the ball to the paint, and we just had a really low success rate there. And they had a much better one.
Audrey, 23 minutes off the bench for her tonight, scored 8 points, had a couple big threes, one in the first half, one in the second half. Talk about her performance.
Yeah, she's. I would say she's as good a shooter as we have. It's just that willingness to shoot. She passed up some in the fourth quarter that, it's staying consistent with that. And, when we get the ball moving through the paint and out of the paint, we're pretty good. And to their credit, they did a nice job of doubling, and they rotated pretty quickly. Which forced us to settle for some of those shots in the first quarter that we missed. I thought we got better in the second half of getting some movement playing out of that, and she capitalized on that, especially out of transition.
You hadn't lost back-to-back games since the start of December. This team is clearly competing for you. Any tweaks that you can make here over the next couple of weeks to make sure that you get through February with a decent seed and give yourselves a chance as you go to the conference tournament?
Yeah, I think a couple things. Again, we're just kind of figuring out where we're at, and what I mean by that is, this league was to have 8 teams in the top 100 of the net. Every game that we've lost is against the top 100 net team, and figuring out how to overcome those talented teams. We did it once out at Creighton. We've been close with others. So what are the things that are holding us back, and what can we do? And putting full games together, really just staying to our game plan, and then getting more success in the paint. Again, we're getting there pretty good, and being able to find success. The last 2 games we've defended pretty well. To hold these guys to 64. Not easy, but we gotta do a better job putting the ball in the basket.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you, guys.